Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I'll also publish on Rumble, Patreon, and anything else I usually go about on Twitter X. Um, Later on, I will have the possibility of publishing a new Death Stranding episode. I think the series will go about 60 episodes or so. But yeah, I still have to record the final couple of episodes to wrap things up. I know I have some stuff pending since the last thing that I've recorded there. It's been a while with all the haptic stuff that happened in the last month or so. And I'm still trying to adjust everything there. I only managed to record an episode on the 15th, which is, I think, this Monday. And I'm every time I'm recording, I'm trying to catch up with some news here and there. And basically, that's what I'm going to try to make here. Try to catch up with some interesting stuff. On the things regarding industry-wide stuff, it seems that China's SMIC reportedly is testing nation's first self-built direct ultraviolet machine, which is basically how I think the main company is a Dutch company that usually manufactures this kind of high precision direct ultraviolet light or something like that, or lithography machines. And it seems that China is again with all these shenanigans regarding from tariffs to sanctions to import blockages and all that jazz. It seems that they are putting the resources in making their own stuff in-house, and they seem to have a major breakthrough that could scale production on the 5 nanometer scale there. This breakthrough is at the 7 nanometer scale, so it's not high end. But from I don't know, from a couple of years ago, they were way behind, and it seems that they are in the route to catching up very quickly. I think at the time I said probably, and according to some specialists, they were like 10 to 15 years behind. I think they tightened the gap there. I think in a couple of years, given that the acceleration of them just going around and with their own engineering and taking those resources and knowledge, I think they are catching up very quickly. And I don't know, maybe a couple of years we will start to see some almost parity there regarding this manufacturing of high-end chips. Again, AI accelerator stuff for AI things and LLMs, and again, that will basically trickle down to consumer GPUs and chiplets and all that jazz. And I think they are catching up very quickly and almost being in that sense of being self-sufficient of this kind of technologies without the need to, I don't know, having NVIDIA or even AMD stuff there, or even Intel chips to provide them what they need in terms of computing power. But yeah, it's something very interesting that they are going around and doing their own thing in this market, which is something interesting to see. Um, when Because it's a matter of when, it's not if. When they catch up, and I don't know if they are on parity in terms of manufacturing chips in that bleeding edge, and things coming out, for example, on parity, launching products on parity with I don't know, with NVIDIA GPUs, at least in the consumer market, or even AMD, and even I assume in CPU stuff there also. It will be interesting to see how more competitive the market will be. Something that I've been thinking about here and there, because the production output that China has for basically everything, if they dedicate it here and not only produce for in-house stuff there, if they reserve a lot of the production to international markets, I think they can be a disruptive force. On the consumer market specifically, regarding at this case, again, it's DIY PC stuff there. If they come out, which we are seeing here and there, again, they are still in kind of embryonic phase on the DIY GPU stuff there, or discrete GPUs. I think Long Soon and another couple of brands there that they are introducing. At the moment, it seems entry level GPUs. Again, they are not a powerhouse there. But again, it starts off like this. They have the resources, they have the time and the patience of investing with the knowledge, and again, with the huge amount of resources they are getting to work this thing through. It will be interesting when this time comes. Probably we will see, hopefully, good GPUs on parity and or in even CPUs and cheaper, which is by the end the fact that the GPU market is completely bonkers, paying $2,000 GPUs just play games that sometimes not even the games can be played with this high end hardware. But yeah, something that I'm always keeping tabs on to see how this will evolve throughout the next couple of years. But yeah, interesting stuff in terms of breakthrough. I think the way they will go around at the beginning here with this breakthrough is they will accept lower yield rates per wafer, but they, because they can output so much, they can accept this margin of error of having lower yield rates for each wafer, and just brute force basically in terms of this production at this scale here. Because it seems that it is what they're trying to do, scaling up from 7 nanometers to 5 nanometers, and accepting, even though these machines are not at parity with the high end that we've been seeing, that, for example, TSMC uses this kind of high end machinery. I think they are able to accept lower yield rates because they can brute force themselves in producing more wafers and take advantage of that. But yeah, again, it's one of those things that I will try to keep my eyes on it, and if there is something new, I will try to inform everybody. We got also something regarding AV2 codec. We know we have AV1, which is like the best standard at this moment, mainly because of terms of quality to compression rates. It surpasses everything there, and again, it's royalty free. They are planning basically something. Again, they say by the end of 2025. I don't think so. Again, this is a lot of this that you will see has to do with internal testing, so it's not something that it's kind of prepared for mass consumption. It seems to me, but it seems that the second version of the AV encoder codec stuff there is going to improve even more the compression stuff there. So you don't need that higher of a bit rate to have the same kind of quality for the video there. Again, I'm still waiting for mass adoption of AV1 codec from huge companies. Again, YouTube already accepts AV1 live stream stuff there, and if not mistaken, you can upload videos in AV1 codec. And again, basically that's the main major platform that is accepting AV1 as an adoption stuff there. Again, I think it will be better for this kind of video platforms, even like, for example, Twitch, even though I don't use Twitch, but YouTube's and even Rumble and all of these platforms, if they can adopt at least AV1, given that you don't need huge of a file to maintain the same kind of quality of the video. Again, in terms of server capacities and the such, I think they will be best served. But I think in terms of hardware, to be able to encode or encode and decode AV1, it's a little bit more demanding than the usual. Oh my God, completely forgot not the MPG. Jesus. Oh my God, the one that we are already used, the MP4. That's I completely forgot the name. Sorry about that. The usual stuff that we usually use, H.264, sorry, codec, because H.265 is better, but it's got royalties associated with that. But yeah, AV1 seems to be it is better, but again, it seems that you need specific hardware to be compatible on encoded and decoded. I'm not sure how long it will take for like bigger platforms that video platforms like YouTube and such will take to adopt as basically as a standard. I think one of the reasons that they are not rushing in too much there, it's mainly because of the consumers, how they use the hardware. Again, I'm not sure. I think only, for example, on the GPU side of things, in terms of encoding, only the 7000 series and 40 series starting to adopt AV1 encoding support. Um, so I think it will take maybe a couple of years, I don't know, until mass adoption of this format. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that goes. In terms of also talking about graphic stuff there, it seems that FSR Redstone will not be exclusive to AMD GPUs. It seems that it's going to be like similar to ROCm. Um, Basically, my impression of this is has been that basically AMD is going to uh, not only unifying the architectures, so the CPU and the GPU architectures, but in terms of the software having like a CUDA rival, but open source. So it's not going to be exclusive to only to NVIDIA GPUs. I think it's good in the sense they will for sure will have mass adoption, given that anybody that has a GPU that can support this Redstone stuff there can use any brand of GPU and start working with this within this framework that we'll have from FSR Redstone, which is very interesting. So to a certain extent, it seems that they are going to be kind of open source kind of a thing there, even though it uses AI acceleration, and you need kind of almost AI dedicated hardware to run this. But FSR4, it seems that also can be adjusted and used in older GPUs, like for example the 7000 series. Even though it has a bigger hit in terms of performance, it can be used. It seems that's my perception of the things that I'm being reading. Sorry, but yeah, this is good. Again, and Nvidia, sorry, AMD has to take a slice of the pie from Nvidia, because at this moment Nvidia is kind of a juggernaut on the fact that how they use and leverage CUDA and basically all mass application, even enterprise applications. You got, for example, Adobe works way better supposedly with NVIDIA and the CUDA framework there than, for example, AMD hardware. Usually AMD can have kind of a turnaround by brute forcing itself in having better hardware for that. But yeah, I think this is going to be a competition to CUDA from NVIDIA in that sense of having some kind of framework and leverage their own hardware specifically, but being open source and people that have other things that are not AMD or other hardware to be able to use this framework of software, which is always good to see. Let's see how that will develop. Also, we got, I think this is came from yesterday. Supposedly, Intel they are going to do a deal with NVIDIA uh, regarding the chiplet stuff. There, it seems. I think it's regarding APU. Um, Again, supposedly this is a complementary thing for Intel in terms of the graphics side of things, because it seems, again, they are not very they are very shady on the how they are leveraging this to the public. Again, they say they are not discussing specific roadmaps at this time, but the collaboration is complementary to Intel's roadmap, and Intel will continue to have GPU product offerings. Again, I'm not sure if they want to kind of catch up quickly by at this moment joining with Nvidia for the for the APU lineups being more competitive with AMD. So they, because they think they are not there with the graphics side of things, while they work on the background on continuing with, I don't know, with the Arc thing there. Supposedly the next one will be Celestial, and then Druid. I don't know if they are working on the background. They probably redirected some resources and engineering. Maybe they scaled down a little bit and being more focused on certain things than others. Again, this seems to be some think that it's going to be temporary or at least complementary. But yeah, weird kind of out of nowhere kind of collaboration between these two companies, given that Intel was um, with their Arc discrete GPU stuff, they're trying to, I don't know, be competitive against NVIDIA and AMD, and all of a sudden for their, supposedly I think it's their APUs, they are joining forces with NVIDIA, maybe to, I don't know, try to dethrone AMD on that, because AMD gained a lot of share market regarding APU stuff there from handhelds, specifically handhelds and consoles now for the next gen consoles. This generation and even the previous one from the Steam Deck, which have AMD APUs. Again, it's a lot of devices that has AMD inside there, and I think they want to be a little bit more aggressive, and they found this way to go about things. Regarding Steam, which I can have a lot of, there is a lot of stuff happening on Steam, but one of those is they say they will not support Windows 10 or at least end 32-bit operating systems in terms of support there in next year, 2026. Supposedly Windows 10 64, it's still supported. Again, this has to do a lot with the fact that they left, a statement, mainly because it has to do with system drivers and other libraries that are not supported on 32-bit versions of Windows. And again, they want to, I don't know, not be reliable on having support on that. Again, I think it's a little bit too soon. Maybe I'm not sure. Again, I think they are seeing the trend that a lot of people have, even if it is Windows 10 and Windows 11, everybody is using 64-bit operating systems, even in Linux. I think it's already 64. Again, don't quote me on that. I'm not very knowledgeable on that. But yeah, but it seems that they are seeing the trend that basically the mass market is on 64-bit operating systems, and they are dropping support on that, mainly to a certain degree, try to pressure people to even adopt more the 64-bit. Again, it's nothing to do with the handing support on Windows 10. The Windows 10 64 bits is still going to be supported. So it's nothing regarding like Microsoft pressuring Steam or something like that. Because again, Steam has its own OS also. One of those things that are waiting is, I don't know, having a good, decent, I don't know, alternative to Windows. But yeah, I'm not very knowledgeable on that, on operating systems. But yeah, ending support on 32-bit operating systems next year. Then from games, we got this weird stuff that caught my attention. Escape from Tarkov players will have to buy the game again to play the final version or the final release of the game on Steam, or the full release. Sorry, that's what I wanted to tell. Yeah, they say to play Escape from Tarkov through Steam, you must search any edition of the game on Steam. You can then link your existing Battlestate Games account with an active copy of the game to your Steam profile. If the edition differ, it will automatically use the higher edition of the two when launching the game through Steam. Again, I don't understand this. It's interesting. Again, I assume that because they have a battle state launcher, if you bought through there, again, to play on Steam, kind of makes sense to a certain degree that you have to buy a copy on Steam to play on Steam. Even though I think that it's for sure there's going to be, there could be a workaround of them, I don't know, offering, take a hit on that copy, and or at least if you connect with Steam and you pay just, I don't know, an upgrade for the super duper edition of the game. But it's something very weird here because from my understand, I'm not sure if you already bought the early access on Escape to Tarkov on Steam, which again, I never follow up on this game. I heard about it, but the fact that the similarly you have to buy it even if you already have, it's it seems that even if you bought the game on Steam, if it is possible to do so, the early access, you have to buy it again, the full release, to be able to play the game. I don't know. I didn't delve too much here, but the I don't know if the article is I don't know, badly written, but that's the sense of of this article. Um, yeah, which if it is so, it doesn't make any sense. Again, this kind of games that, need to buy 2 and 3 times the goddamn game. Yeah, it's a little bit weird there. In terms of, again, we've been seeing this last since Borderlands 4 was launched. It's been a shit show in terms of performance. I've seen some videos here and there in terms of people try to optimize the game the best they can, and performance optimization guides and all that jazz. But again, the game seems to be in a shit show phase, and of course, uh, Randy Pitchford it's not responding well. Basically saying just deal with it, basically, and trying to tell people that they need to, I don't know, reduce expectation of the hardware that they have for the software that they are using, something like that on those lines, which is deafening, out of touch thing. Again, this game is uses again use Unreal Engine game. Again, the graphic fidelity and the art style, I don't think it is that much demanding of the hardware that is currently available, because we've been seeing a lot of Unreal Engine Game 5s coming out here that perform decently, even with their own issues, but they usually perform decently. They are playable, which is not the case here. I saw some guys with 5090s and 9800 X50s just barely making, even in 1440p, reaching playable frames there. Again, um, and they wanted to come out with this game at $80, which at this moment is $70. But yeah, the deaf tone communication to players, it's not good. Again, another game that was rushed. I don't know if it is because they were afraid of the GTA 6 launch, and people just scramble to launch as quickly as they could before GTA 6 launch. I don't know about these guys. I don't know what they think, that they are on their own bubble and their own hype train there. But yeah, it's a shit show. Um, doesn't seem that they are going to I don't know, optimize this game in a in a manner that is quick, and the fact that, again, we've been seeing a lot of this from the AAA industry, especially on the Unreal Engine 5 games. They are not spending resources and time to optimize the game properly for PC platforms, and even I think on the on the consoles is not that good. But yeah, this is not good to see. That's why, again, never pre-order games. Um, Wait until the game is launched, see the reviews, see some couple of streams of people playing the game that you want, that you think you want to buy, and see their reactions and analysis from all over the spectrum, if they are chilling or not for the company. I don't know, depends. But yeah, and then make that decision. Try to make the most informed decision possible before buying a game. Don't jump to the hype, because you might have I don't know, a deception when you buy spend that money. And again, on Steam usually you have those I think 48 hours or 24 hours to automatically um, return the game. So, but yeah, it's a pain in the ass regardless. And lastly, something interesting here. Fexer Life seems to be launching FXmods. I don't know if they're trying to compete with Nexus mods. I've been following up Fexer Life. They're being they've been buyout per se from a big company. I was trying to get here on the downside of thing, but the infinite scroll doom thing here. But yeah, they had a deal where they bought out for from a big company. There were some changes on the site here and there. The coverage kind of switch around a little bit in terms of variety and quantity there. I'm not sure if they had to fire some people here and there, but even the video presentation is a little bit different. Not worse, but different. But yeah, they are launching FXmods. We'll see how this goes. Again, if it's not turns into an Nexus mod 2.0 in terms of the way they are doing shit, Hopefully we can have a good alternative. There are other alternatives of mod repository sites there, but Nexus Mod, again, they climb to the ranks by launching their own app, which makes things way more easy to use, and people get used to that. But yeah, hopefully this can be something that can, I don't know, be a good alternative, but we'll have to wait and see, because there isn't a lot of huge amount of mods here. But yeah, hopefully we'll get something decent as an alternative to Nexus mods. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up this video with some gaming deals. We got Atomfall 30% off. We got Batman. The trilogy is on sale, but you cannot buy on the sale the Arkham collection, which is weird. So you have to, if you want to buy, just buy the games that you are missing from the collection. But Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight, they are all on sale, 80% off. We got Children of Morta, 85% off. We got Cyberpunk, 65 on the base edition and 53 on the Ultimate Edition, which has the Phantom Liberty DLC. We got Guardians of the Galaxy, 85% off. We got Midnight Suns, 85% off. I do recommend this game. Kind of an XCOM 2 kind of a game there with some deck building. Again, I made a series out of it. I claimed it for free on Epic Game Store a while ago, but I made a series, so you can check that out to see how it feels to you. We got also Pacific Drive, 50% off on the Deluxe Edition. Then we got also the Invincible, 50% off. And then finally the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, 80% off in both editions. I do recommend the Complete Edition, of course. And there is huge amounts of mods for you to play around with. So got a lot of stuff there that you can do. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up here with plugging my Patreon as usual for extra support. But yeah, other than that, hope you have a wonderful day. And I will see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.